A pleasant day to everyone. This is Dr. Calbonero-Narciso and I will discuss to you lesson 1 of the subject strategic management. Lesson 1 tackles about what is strategy and why it is important. But before we proceed with our lesson, let us take a look of this famous logo in the next slide. Now, I will require everyone to submit to me next meeting in a one whole sheet of paper for this assignment regarding the comparison of the famous companies that we all know. And by the way, do not broadcast to the class that we have this assignment. This will be an experimental activity to assess whether everyone watches this video. So, requirement 1, kindly choose one company for each set that you believe has more competitive advantage than others. And you have to give an explanation. Name at least 3 reasons per set. So therefore, I am expecting 6 answers per set. So the first one is this fast food chain, Jollibee versus McDonald's. Second one is this known malls, the Super Malls SM and the Robinson Malls. Third is the donuts, Krispy Kreme versus Dunkin' Donuts. Okay, next one is the famous coffee shop. We have here Starbucks versus the Coffee Bean. And then the mobile gadget, we have here Apple and Samsung. And the famous airlines, Cebu Pacific versus the Philippine Airlines. So, ang main purpose aning activity guys is to understand what strategy the company applies and why is it that vital na mag-apply tayo ng strategy, no? So I will be expecting your assignment next meeting session. Okay, so I hope that you will be able to answer or to provide me with sufficient na information as to why is it, for example, Jollibee is better than McDonald's, or what is the competitive advantage of Krispy Kreme than the Dunkin' Donuts. Okay, so the topic under this unit learning outcome is about the strategy in general. And according to the author of this book, strategy describes as the goal-oriented actions a firm intends to take in its quest to gain and sustain competitive advantage. So, remember, dili jud mahimong strategic inyong company, if the basics are not provided. So, share lang ko gamay, guys. I have a consultancy work outside right now, and a certain company wanted to position their company to the market. The first thing we did is nag-conduct kami ng environmental scanning in their company only to find out that even the vision, mission, goals, and values are recently made and was not internalized by everyone. Okay, so diba, the company existed for more than 50 years. But then, bago lang sila nakabuhat og vision, mission, and goals. So, you wanted something big to happen in your company, pero you do not have the basics. This company actually wanted to be recognized internationally, but the basics, wala nila na-provide. So, what we did is that we prepared a long-term plan for them, starting with formulating the basics and help them implement it to their company. So, the point here, guys, is that before a company will decide to be strategic, dapat ma-provide muna ang foundation ng company. That is why environmental scanning is very important. So, in relation earlier, di ba the companies presented were all well-known? So, it is because they've been doing strategic management in their company. So, in effect, they were able to create a superior value in their company, So, while containing or controlling the cost to create it, the more value created, the greater the likelihood for competitive advantage will be. So, that is why, bakit ma-perceive natin, for example lang, that PAL is better than Cebu Pac, or that Krispy Kreme is better than donuts. Okay, so, kasi merong competitive advantage ang isang company than the competing competitor niya. So in other words, value creation entails making products and providing services that customers find consistently useful. So, it is a product or service that they build a bond of loyalty with, no? Ang aim kasi ng mga businesses ngayon, guys, is that you have to acquire repeat buyers, no? As an indicator that you have a superior value creation. Okay? So, mo gani ng ato adyong ginatagaan og dakong bili ang atong mga suki. Kasi yung mga suki natin, yun yung mga repeat buyers natin sa company. So, di ba, ana pa ang mga Chinese nga bahala ginagmay basta kanunay. So, kasi dili man na magbalik-balik inyong customer kung wala sila benepisyo sa inyong produkto or serbisyo, wala sila makuha ana. So, sige daw, try to think of it, guys. Bakit mas prefer ninyo mukaon sa McDonald's than Jollibee? Or vice versa, di ba? So, nga namang naaman mo sa UM and not sa other schools here in Tagum. No, nga daghan magmureklamo nga mahal sa UM, pero nganong naamang gihapon jud diri ay daghan mga mo enroll. Okay? So, it's because UM has a competitive advantage compared to others. So, in connection, dapat talaga you have a thorough environmental scanning, no? Before you can improve on something. Example, you wanted to be an ISO certified institution, but you do not have the resources to improve the facilities, systems, and even mga qualified workforce inside. Like, kailangan manggod na anay percentage, pila ang doctor, pila ang master, pila ang inani, but you don't have that resources or even you don't have the money. So in this case, unahan sa siguro nato og address ang mga kulang, no, before jumping to such idea para dili masayang ang effort, time, and resources, no? Kay pag once masugdan manggud na nimo, there is no turning back. So pag once nga masugdan na nimo, for example, implement ng strategic management, basin wala pa lang ka nakatunga, wala pa lang in the middle, ano na, maglisod na ta og sustain with it. So, kailangan siya na to og resources, guys. So, according to Sun Tzu, in his book, The Art of War, as you can see in this PowerPoint presentation, part of the strategy in winning all battles is to know yourself and to know your enemy. But if you only know yourself but don't know your enemy, you can either win or lose the battle. Worst case is, if you don't know both yourself and your enemy, you will lose all of your battle in the end. So in this part, a situation analysis shall be conducted, no? And the most common tool used in environmental scanning, guys, is conducting a SWOT analysis, which will be further discussed in the succeeding chapters. Okay, I know that you are already aware of what is this SWOT. It actually stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. But we will be discussing it thoroughly in the succeeding na mga chapters. So, guys, strategy is about understanding, no? It's about understanding where you are now, where you are heading, and how will you get there. Okay, that is what strategy is all about. Now, I have here a question, no? Is it required for a company to apply strategic management? Okay, so actually it's no, it's not. There are no laws that says everyone should apply strategic management. However, guys, remember, business is a war. So if you want to compete in the industry, if you want to have a competitive advantage, strategic management can be of a great help actually. So remember, no, when customers perceive the distinction as being valuable, yung services or yung products or goods mo, goods and services, if they perceive it valuable, they will prefer to purchase the business's product over a competitor's product. Mo gani na nganong dito man jud ka magbalik-balik og palit than the others. Kasi naa sila'y nakita nga edge sa inyong product compared to others. Okay? So, the essence of strategy is being different from rivals. No? Managers must accomplish this difference through maintaining a strategic positioning. Okay, so kailangan nato nga i-position nato ang atoang product strategically nga ma-catch jud nato ang attention sa atoang target market, or even considering the 4 P's in the marketing: product, place, promotion, yon. and staking out a unique position in an industry that allows the firm to provide value to customers. So, while controlling, of course, the cost, no? Kasi price is part of the 4Ps also. And then, we Filipino are very particular with the prices of the goods or the services that we offered. So, here are some notable company, guys, who have attained a good strategic positioning, no? As I observed. So, di ba? Kinsa man diri ang ganahan og mga barato nga mga palitunon. Kinsa man diri ang ganahan, kinsa man diri ang nagaadto sa mga RTW nga kanang pangmasa. Okay, so di ba dito ata sa Unitap, although the problem here is that yung parking lot nila is medyo dili siya desirable, but again, ang ilang target market is yung mga mass people. So wala sa ilang hunahuna nga i-expand, for example, into big parking lot spaces kasi most of their target market are just those in the low income level or middle income level na mga customers. Okay, while in opposite naman in the super malls, or like for example kung nakaadto mo sa SM Lanang, guys, di ba, dako jud kaayo ang parking spaces nila. When they build SM, of course, part of the consideration should nila, guys, is yung big parking lot spaces. Kasi yung mga target customer nila are yung mga elites, no? So, yan. Depende kasi yan kung unsa ang imuhang target market. So, that is why, biskan pagmahal ang mga palitunon inside, daghan gihapog mo adto dito, but because they position their company well. Okay, so we also have this what we call Jollibee, no? The famous na fast food chain, number 1 fast food chain here in the Philippines, no? They actually catches the taste and preference of the Filipinos, no? Nganong mas prefer man jud kadaghanan ang Jollibee sa mga Filipino customers than the McDonald's, for example, kasi nakuha man jud good ang Filipino taste. Okay, so nakuha pud nila, that is why they have a tagline na lang sarap, no? But if you go to other country, Jollibee is not number 1. Now, mas mo prevail si McDonald's. Only the Philippines nga si McDonald's is wala siya na number 1. It's because of this Jollibee. Okay, so kailangan mang good jud nato siya ma-capture para ma-position nimo imuhang self strategically, no? So, ang Jollibee, for example, in abroad, dili mga foreign nga mga customers ang ilang target market. Still, ang target market nila, guys, are Filipinos. So, that is why wala kaayo medyo nagbago when it comes to the food that they are offering. Kasi mga OFWs gihapon ang ilahang mga target market. Okay, kinsa may nakaadto na diri sa Yuyu Cafe. Okay, di ba captured pud kaayo ang ilahang market. So biskan pagmahal, for example, but then why is it nga prosperous gihapon siya? Why is it nga daghan gihapon nagaadto dito? It's because they put superior value dito sa ilahang menu. Dito sa ilahang mga gina-offer na mga foods. Okay, mo ganinang makaingon ta bahalag mahal pero the price is right. Dili pareha sa uban nga mahal pero mora to ang lasa ato, moto ang ato ang portion nga nakaon ato, di ba? If you go to Yuyu, you cannot really question. Biskan pag gamay ang, for example, gamay ang slices sa cake. Pero you cannot really question. It's because you can really taste the richness, no, of what is prepared in there. Okay, then another na ano dito, guys, is ang Tagum College, of course, no? So in Davao del Norte, of course, number 1 si Tagum College dira. We are even branded to be the home of the top-notchers. And of course, marami din tayong mga edge compared sa other na mga competitors. Okay, so actually guys, is adapting a 5-year na strategic na plan. Okay, that is why it is a very good example to discuss in this subject. Kasi kami makarelate yun ani, it's because we are also applying this one in our institution. Okay, talking about strategic management also, guys, a certain company must have this what we call roadmap, no? This roadmap help everyone visualize what direction you are going. So let's take this example of the roadmap of the University of Mindanao now. So in the past cycle, UM actually plans for 2017 to 2022 na strategic planning. So as part of their strategic management journey. So tanan nga mga nahitabo gikan 27 to 2022, that is all because of what is in the strategic plan nga giset sa university. So no, as you can see, this picture summarizes what the institution should do or will do for this period of time. 'Di ba? Kung atuan ni siyang i-transform into documents, grabe, baga kay ni siya sa katanan. Pero with the help of the roadmap, ma-visualize nato ang milestone, ang dagan ni UM. So for example, in 2017 to 2019, UM is aiming for institutional maturation and recognition, no? In 2019 to 2021, we have this global integration. And on 2021 to 2022, kailangan na anatay international standing. So dili lang siya ingon nga ga kutob lang jud ta diri alang sa locally here in the Philippines, no? Mo na guys nga daghan kaayo ganap si UM in the past 5 years because they plan ahead of time to achieve it. So now in the next cycle 2022 to 2027, so we are actually, diba, envisioning to be more globally engaged institution. So that explains the reason why UM sends a lot of faculty members and students abroad for example, research conference, seminars, trainings, faculty and student outbound exchange, and a lot more. Diba? Daghan kay tag mga estudyante karon nga pusot-pusot. Nag-adtog Malaysia, nag-adtog Thailand, nag-adtog Japan, nag-adtog US. UM actually supports it. It's because we envisions to be globally engaged. So mo na siya ang nakanindot, no? Kasi in the 5-year strat plan nato karon is nakafocus jud siya on internalization. And maybe it can be an opportunity for you guys nga makagawas mo outside the country with an all expense paid, no? Nga travel. So mo na akong ganahan actually part of the things nga ginahatag ni UM sa amua nga dili na ko mag-picture out nga mahatag sa uban. So actually UM really values the employees, the welfare of the employees as well. That is why we also have this what we call faculty development plan. Okay, mo nang generous jud kay si UM when it comes to kuan mi kanang patuon mi patenon mig seminar in Manila for example, or even in the other country, no? So naga-sponsor jud na si UM ana. So sa ako before, na, sayang lang to kay natungnan magutog COVID, no, but I was approved, no, to have an international na presentation in Bali, Indonesia. I already have the ticket, I already have the hotel and accommodation, and of course the allowance as well. So kompleto na jud kay ko tanan. But then di ko kalimot ana nga katudyong pagka March jud ato nga March 13 man siguro to mao jud to ang pag-declare og lockdown. So wala ko na dayon. But still nadayon gihapon ko sa conference by having a virtual conference na lang. So at least kana na lang nadayon. So hopefully I am aiming also nga mag-push pod for research presentation in the following years. Okay, so strategic management, guys, ensures, no, that the actions of everyone in your organization are aligned with your major goals. So it helps departments and business leaders make better, faster decisions. And of course, I just want to emphasize, no, that strategic planning covers 5 years of plan that needs to be properly organized. Sa una, ang strategic planning manggod, guys, covers 10 years. But you know, there are a lot of critic, no, nga 10 years is too long. Even in 1 year, daghan kay mahitabo. So for example, kung 10 years ang plan ana niya, suddenly katong 2019, 2020 ning kalit lag ka COVID. So wala pa lang kanahuman sa imuhang 10 years, wala na, dako na kaayo ang obstacle para makomplete nimo imuhang cycle. That's why gikan sa 10 years, it was trimmed down into 5 years, no? Para mas, ang point ana is para mas achievable ang mga strategy nga giset sa company. So, in connection, a company must ensure, no, to follow the strategic management process as you can see in the slide para smooth ang implementation. So, it sets the long-term direction for your organization. So, it's important to get it right. First things first. So, that means on that specific period of time, this is where the bringing of teams together happens, no? Sharing idea and working towards a common goal is yun, part aning strategic management process. Kasi kung nagplan ka for 5 years, you really have to organize it or else dili na siya ma-realize. So, that's why in the process, it actually includes analysis. Yun, part yan ng environmental scanning, formulation of strategy. We can also discuss that in the succeeding chapters. And even implementation, how are you going to implement it? Kasi isa yan sa pinakalisod, no? Ang implementation. And then, the feedback afterwards. So, take note guys na strategic management process has many points of possible failure. Some organizations never agree on a plan. Natay plano pero daghag wala na kauyon. No? While others have great ideas that fall apart in the implementation process. Gwapo kayo ang plano pero dili siya maay pagka-implement. Na failure. So, daghan biyaghawd sa plano guys, no, pero sa actual kay dili mahitabo. So, ang uban gani kay drawing lang, no? That is why strategic management process provides managers with the necessary feedback to assess how well their strategy works in their quest for competitive advantage. Okay, yon. So, now, it is important to note, no, that strategy is not a vision or mission statement. So, yung vision, guys, this tells us what the company envisions 5 years from now. Asa man ako ang company 5 years from now. Pero ang strategy, manggod guys, it actually talks about how are you going to get there. So, ang formulation sa strategy, ang magsasabing paano tayo makakapunta doon, no? So, that's why both of it is complementary actually. So, yung vision, yun yung ginalook forward nato. For example, mission is about the purpose of why is it gonna create ang company. Okay? So, all of that are very important kasi if you are going to formulate strategy, kailangan padulong jud pud ka dito kung unsa imong gina-envision. Okay? So, strategy is not also a goal, budget or business plan. Okay? Pero these elements may contribute on how a strategy is implemented. Kumbaga, lahat ng to could be part of the strategy to be formulated. Kasi if you formulate a strategy, need man nato pud to nga budgetan, for example, need pud ta mag-set ato goal specifically para ma-realize pud siya. So that's why part siya ana. Okay? So another, no, strategy is not a data analysis. Pero yung data available sa company, guys, could be very useful to create a strategy. Dili man ta pwede mag-create og strategy nga wala tay basehan, no? Kailangan alam natin ang nangyayari sa company. So to have an objective decisions, need nato og data. Pero strategy alone is not just about data analysis. That is part, okay, that is part of what we need for us to come up with a sound strategy. Yun. Okay, so, okay, next is, a strategy is not also a competitive benchmarking. No? If we say benchmarking, we are talking here about what are the best practices nga ginabuhat sa company, for example. So, best practices kasi are called tools, no, to have a better operational activities. Okay, like for example, may tag enrollment process. Why is it nga nindot ang enrollment process ani ni School A than ni School B? So that's why mo konda ka og benchmarking dito to know what are their best practices. Okay? Pero it does not guarantee that that is actually their strategy na already. Kasi yung best practices nila is just a tool para mas better ang ilahang proseso. So being best in class is a sufficient, no, but not necessary condition for competitive advantage. No, a strategy is going beyond, guys, what is in the normal operation. So, ang best practices kasi is that naatay trabahoon, kailangan lang nato siya efficiently matrabaho. That is why we come up with those processes, those practices para mas mapa-improve siya. Pero ang strategy man good is going beyond what is the normal nga work. Kumbaga, step up mo yung company mo. Okay? So, and lastly, strategy is not a zero-sum game. It is not about one party wins while all others lose. No? So, even merong mga company, guys, who do strategic alliances, which they term it as co-optation. Okay? So, instead nga makig-rival ka sa other na mga company, why not nga makig-alay ka sa ilaha? You form a strategic alliances. Nakay nakuha nga sales, nakoy nakuha nga sales ang isa. And makasave pa mo. For example, no, just like what Starbucks and Barnes and Noble did. Okay, so Starbucks want to sell more coffee, while Barnes and Nobles want to offer a gourmet coffee experience to entice customers to read and buy more books. Okay, that's actually a win-win for them. Kasi when it comes to renting that space, for example, pwede sila maghati. Pwede sila mag 50-50. Okay, so they actually come up with this idea also kasi nagkandak po sila study about this. So wala po sila go into strategic alliances without coming up with a study, no. And based of the study, guys, is that it is really fit, no, nga kana ganing kung once mag-coffee ta, most of the customers really love to read. So that is why not makigtay up ta og kanang just like kaning Barnes and Noble para mahalinan sila while also buying coffee from the Starbucks. Okay? So yan, that's an example for that. And unsa may ma-achieve sa strategy pag once mag-formulate ang company. Okay, they will have commercial success, shows in detail where the business is making its money and why, mas maklaro nato na siya. Understand their customers and competitors kasi you do environmental scanning. Strengthen a business kasi you do SWOT analysis. Shows a manager where business skills need to be added or strengthened. Ayun, part of the SWOT analysis again. Provides a guiding view of the future that influences employees' decisions, priorities, and way of working. Provides a way of measuring their business progress. Kaya kailangan natin tools, no, to measure where we are now. To measure what is the current situation of the company para makakome up tayo ng objective na decision. And of course, by having a strategy, it can also benefit the customer. Okay, so yan. Let's have this strategy versus objectives, no? Kasi iba din yung objectives. So strategic objectives, guys, are usually some sort of performance goal, no? For example, to launch a new product, increase profitability, or grow market share of the company's product, that is an objective. Objective must be meaningful and clear to the people who use them and linked to realistic measures of progress that those managing the objectives will know in enough time if it is necessary to intervene and make appropriate changes. Okay, so to establish clarity in objectives, conventional objectives could be SMART. Okay, so what does this mnemonic stands for? SMART means specific, measurable, action-oriented, realistic, and time-bounded. So setting it this way can possibly attain your long-term objective and clarity. So dili lang ta basta-basta magbuhat lang jud og objective without following this mnemonic na SMART, no? So let us now discuss this mnemonic one by one. First, we have S, specific. Specific means referring to something unique and is the opposite of general, broad, or vague, no? Therefore, a specific goal should detail where you want to arrive. So it goes without saying that your goal is to make a profit or to sell more. So these are general goals, not examples of SMART goals in companies. So sell what, no? Where? To whom? So an example of SMART goal with respect to the specific feature could be, I want to sell more high-quality sports products in my 4 stores located in malls to take advantage of the effect of a sports festival that will happen in my city. So, di ba, mas klaro siya, mas specific siya. So, even if you have a dream, for example, I want to work abroad. So, when? Okay, what is the specific nga date? Then, what are you going to do abroad? Okay, so dapat specific jud pud siya. Kay pwede makaatog abroad pero at the age of 60, no? So, yan. Second is measurable. When we refer to measurable, it's not only to define a measurement, okay? A number to be achieved or its objective can be ascertained objectively. So, for example, if we were to establish the goal to make 75% of the city's children happy, there would be no way to measure it. Unsa na to bang measure nga 75% sa mga bata sa city kay happy sila? The correct way would look something like this, no? Sell 35% more high quality sports product compared to last year in the 4 stores located in malls to take advantage of the effect of a sports festival that will happen in my city. So that is a best example of being measurable. Okay. So third is that kailangan achievable. If we were to talk about a 200% increase depending on the circumstances, it would be unattainable. So making the goal unbelievable, no? So discouraging anyone who had to reach it and turning it into something useless and purposeless. So in order to make it achievable, the company must consider the internal and external environment also. So example, in this pandemic, would the business process be still the same as before? So there might be processes or products or service that won't be marketable considering the scenario. Example, if before you venture in amusement businesses such as World of Fun or Zufari, you better think it through since it is not feasible to start such business katong time nga nag-pandemic. So third, no, is relevant. There's nothing more meaningless than setting a goal that won't give you any practical meaning or that won't help the company grow. Smart goals have to be important to do business. For example, setting a goal to renovate the flooring throughout your network or stores could be necessary and an important goal for maintenance personnel. But for your business, this is an operational detail. Your goal should be always linked to something that will define the company's destiny. How to conquer new markets, expand your network or stores, so the number of customers, billing, etc. So let's take a new example, more comprehensive for a company and quite relevant, no? Increase the market share of the company by 10%. By opening 4 new stores in the 3 main malls of the city by the end of the year, taking advantage of the increase in consumption generated by the sports festival that will happen in the city. So, in that case, since na may sports festival, ang imuhang strategy, ay imuhang objectives now guys, is relevant to what will be happening in the following days. So, now we've reached the last feature of our SMART goals, no? The time-bounded. So, it is a date, a time to reach the goal. Example, in our case, it could be to achieve the 35% increase in sales by the end of the year. Another, in a fast food network, open 25 new stores by the end of the year. Okay, so 10 in our state and 5 in each. So, yun, very specific yung mga objectives nga imuhang gipang identify, and time bounded siya, meaning naadjud siya specific year nga gina-consider, no? Okay, so yan. Now on this last part, I have here a quotation from the famous author of The Art of War, Sun Tzu. I think gi-introduce na ako sa inyo earlier, no? So as part of your assignment number 2, di ba yung assignment number 1 is about dun sa mga company logos, which I mentioned earlier. So assignment number 2 is that kindly give your own inputs regarding this quotation. Okay? Know your enemy and know yourself, and you can fight 100 battles without a disaster. Okay, so how are you going to relate it in the field of strategic management? Okay, so that's it for lesson 1. Thank you for listening to this video, and do not forget to submit your assignment on the next meeting. Have a good day, everyone.